Hi everyone, thank you for tuning into the second video session in our chronic pain management series. The topic for today is on goal setting. The purpose of this session is to educate you on how to create practical and realistic goals for yourself, and how to go about setting yourself up for success as you work on achieving your goals. During this session, we are going to talk about what goals are and why they're important to us. Then, we'll define SMART goals and describe the benefit of creating goals laid out in this format. Then, we'll talk about the concepts of activity breakdown and upgrades and downgrades, which will give you the tools you need to pick apart activities and goals so that you can be successful. Finally, we'll give you a learning activity about prioritizing activities and creating goals so that you can increase your activity level while managing chronic pain. So what exactly are goals? Goals are benchmarks we set for ourselves to help us achieve what we want. I'm sure many, if not all of us, have made some type of goal for ourselves, whether or not we successfully achieved it. Think about goals you've made in the past. What were they? How did they work out? If you weren't successful, what went wrong? What types of barriers did you encounter? There are things in life that we want, and we recognize there may be steps that we need to take in order to actually get what we want. When thinking about setting a goal, here are some questions to ask yourself. What is important to me? What do I want to achieve? What do I need to do in order to achieve what is important to me? A common goal people will set for themselves is, I want to be healthier. It's a great idea and an important one. We can all be healthier. While being healthier is a great concept, it's not a great goal, and here's why. Being healthier can look like a lot of different things to a lot of people. Some people want to eat more fruits. Some people want to cut down on carbs. Others may want to buy less processed foods. This goal does not tell you how you want to be healthy, just that you do. With such a vague idea, it's hard to stick to a plan. In order to accomplish a goal, the goal must be clear on what you want to do and how you want to do it. The SMART goal definition is a great way to determine if your goals are going to be attainable. A SMART goal contains the following components. They should be specific by stating exactly what you want to accomplish. They must be measurable, so you know how you've reached your goal. They must be attainable with the resources you have access to. They must be realistic, which keeps your goals within your control. And they must be time-based, so you know when you have reached your goal. By following these guidelines, you will find yourself able to make, keep, and complete goals more easily. Another method to create achievable goals is to break a goal down into short-term and long-term goals. Short-term goals, as the name suggests, occur over a short period of time and are considered smaller goals. Oftentimes, short-term goals are stepping stones to achieving a long-term goal. An example of a short-term goal is, in 2 weeks, I will have put my phone away by 9 p.m. 3 out of 7 days per week. Long-term goals, on the other hand, occur over a longer period of time. These are bigger goals that will take more time and effort to complete than a short-term goal. An example of a long-term goal is in 3 months, I will go to bed by 10 p.m. 5 out of 7 days per week. Sometimes, when we set goals to complete a big or difficult activity, we feel overwhelmed by the activity itself, and so we don't want to continue working toward that goal. A way to alleviate this problem is to break larger activities down into smaller action steps. You can then set goals for each action step, making the overall activity easier to complete. An example of this is that you set a goal to declutter your basement. However, your basement is large and filled to the brim with papers and old furniture. Instead of keeping the large goal of decluttering the whole basement, you can break down that activity into sections of the room or by type of item to organize. You can set a smaller goal to sort through and organize all the papers in your basement, and then a different goal to sort through and move furniture. Even the furniture goal can be broken down by each piece you have in your basement. Once you have accomplished a goal, but you want to continue to improve your performance in an activity, you can upgrade that activity or goal to provide more of a challenge. For example, if you are already going to bed by 10 p.m. 5 out of 7 days per week, upgrade your goal to be 7 out of 7 days. If you set a goal to walk on the treadmill for 10 minutes, maybe upgrade the activity to jogging on the treadmill for 10 minutes instead. Now, upgrading may not always be the best option. Sometimes you create a goal for an activity and you realize that activity is too difficult or the goal seems too lofty. If you are feeling frustrated, you can downgrade the activity or goal to make it more attainable. For example, if you can't seem to go to bed by 10 p.m. 5 out of 7 days per week, maybe try for 4 out of 7 days. If walking on the treadmill for 10 minutes is too difficult, try walking for 7 minutes instead. As you are able to accomplish your downgraded goals, you can then progress back to the original goals you set. At home, practice writing out some goals you have for yourself. See if they meet all the criteria to be a SMART goal. If not, be sure to rewrite them so that they are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-based. Keep track of when you set the goal and when you want to complete the goal by. To prepare for working toward your goal, write down some potential barriers you may run into and what some solutions may be. Always think about who you have in your life that could help you achieve your goal. Finally, write out the next steps you have to take in order to achieve your goal. If you set a goal for waking up at 9 a.m. every day, maybe your next step is to set an alarm on your phone or buy an alarm clock. Feel free to practice this process with a couple of goals. Be sure not to set too many goals at one time, though. That can be a bit overwhelming. That's all we have for this week's session. Please tune in to our future videos to learn about other strategies you can add to your pain management toolbox.